Alex Tickleman lived a double life. On the surface, aspiring model. Underneath, lethal siren. What fatal attraction compelled two successful men to gamble with their lives in her presence? Today, we will uncover the story of Alex Tickleman, the seductive siren accused of bringing two successful men to their demise. Alex Tickleman lived a double life beneath the facade of beauty and artistic aspirations. The alluring 28-year-old was a talented writer and model, but her edgy persona concealed a troubled past and dangerous secrets. Behind the scenes, Alex grappled with heroin addiction, tumultuous relationships, and deepening dependency on rich men to finance her lifestyle. Her risky entanglements ultimately set her on a collision course with catastrophe. Alex was born in Canada and adopted as an infant by an affluent Georgia couple, Bart and Leslie Ann Tickleman. Bart was an executive and avid poker player. Leslie Ann worked retail jobs. Alex had a comfortable upbringing in the Atlanta suburbs and showed creative promise, excelling at sports and writing in high school. But at 14, Alex started using marijuana and by 16 had progressed to heroin. As the drug use escalated, her parents sent the rebellious teen to Hyde, a reform boarding school in Maine. But the $52,000 per year intervention failed to get Alex back on track. After leaving Hyde in 2003, she graduated from a regular public high school 2 years later. Alex moved to San Francisco in 2010, where her heroin addiction continued. In 2011, the aspiring model started a YouTube beauty channel, hoping to follow the success of mega influencer Nikki Tutorials, but her channel fizzled, unable to compete in the crowded space. As her drug dependency and need for income grew, Alex turned to sex work. On social media, she described herself as a BDSM model and submissive involved in fetish communities. She caught the eye of Dean Riopelle, 52, an Atlanta nightclub owner and shock rock musician. Dean Riopelle was a 52-year-old Atlanta nightclub owner with a dark side. A shock rock musician, he kept exotic animals at his mansion and went by the moniker Monkey Man. In 2013, he began dating the much younger Alex Tickleman, and they quickly grew serious, even discussing marriage. But their relationship turned tumultuous. One September night, Riopelle called police accusing Alex of getting drunk and belligerent at his club, biting his finger and threatening to fabricate abuse allegations against him. Just 11 days later, another 911 call came from Riopelle's home, this time from Alex. She claimed to have found her boyfriend unconscious after a drug and alcohol bender.
My boyfriend overdosed or something, like he won't respond.
By the time paramedics arrived, Riopelle was dead. Alex told officers he had been on a days-long binge of heavy drinking and oxycodone before collapsing. No autopsy was performed and his death was chalked up to accidental overdose. Now single again, Alex's addiction and extravagant tastes spun out of control. To support herself, she leveraged a controversial website called Seeking Arrangement, which connects sugar babies with wealthy benefactors, or sugar daddies. She listed herself as a sugar baby seeking monthly allowances of $3,000 to $5,000. Alex claimed to have over 200 clients willing to pay top dollar for her company. One was Forrest Hayes, a 51-year-old Google executive living a seemingly ideal life with his wife and 5 kids in Santa Cruz, California. But Hayes led a double life of his own. In November 2013, Hayes arranged to meet Alex on his 50-foot yacht called the Escape. Hayes was a divorced father of 5. According to messages later recovered by police, the married father paid Alex $2,000 to $3,000 to join him on the boat before asking her to meet again. This time, their rendezvous turned fatal. On the evening of November 23rd, Alex arrived to the Santa Cruz small craft harbor with heroin and wine per Hayes' request. At some point during their encounter, Hayes became unconscious after Alex allegedly injected him with heroin. Instead of calling 911, Alex made the boat look undisturbed. She cleaned up the drugs in wine glasses, tidied up, then left the premises. The next morning, Hayes' lifeless body was discovered on the yacht by the captain, who called the police. Detectives noted injection marks on Hayes' arm and suspected overdose, but the medical examiner found no drugs besides heroin in his system. Investigators hit roadblocks trying to uncover what exactly happened that night and who was on the boat with Hayes. Examining Hayes's phone finally provided a break in the case. It contained messages with a woman named AK arranging their meeting through Seeking Arrangement. Police connected AK's profile to Alex and identified her as the prime suspect. But locating Alex proved challenging. Investigators learned the boat had newly installed security cameras, but the captain falsely claimed they weren't working that night. After months of efforts, the police acquired footage showing Alex on board with Hayes, clearing her of wrongdoing. The video showed Alex prepping syringes, injecting Hayes, tidying up the scene, and leaving without assisting him. The videotape showed Tickleman stepping over the victim's body several times as she is gathering her belongings, according to a police statement. At one point, she steps over the body to finish a glass of wine. Finally, she leaves the boat and reaches back in to lower a blind and conceal the victim's body from outside view. On her Facebook page, Tickleman describes herself as a model and makeup artist, and her social media posts include poems about heroin and her love of TV serial killer Dexter. In an interview with Fix a Fetish magazine, Tickleman said, "I have always been attracted to the darker side. My parents said by the time I was there, I was an intense child and already liked horror movies." On her Facebook page, she talks about plans to move to Atlanta, her love of concealed handguns, and on June 28th writes, "It's really nice to talk with someone about killing sprees and murdering people in cold blood. They love it too. No judgment. Yay, F. All that positivity, bullies. Take a look around you. Life is hard, and then you die." In July 2014, Alex was arrested and charged with manslaughter, destroying evidence, transporting narcotics, and administering heroin. Facing life in prison, she took a plea deal in 2015. Alex served just 2 years in jail and was deported to Canada upon release in 2017, where she held dual citizenship. But Alex's checkered past continued to haunt her. While speaking to a Canadian news outlet in 2018, she was informed Georgia authorities had reopened the 2013 death investigation of her ex-boyfriend, Dean Riopel. After questioning the coroner's original heroin overdose finding, a grand jury indicted Alex on murder charges in Riopel's death. However, legal experts doubt Alex will ever face trial since she resides in Canada, which opposes extradition to jurisdictions with capital punishment. U.S. prosecutors indicated they would seek the death penalty for Alex if convicted of Riopel's murder. So while justice remains elusive for Riopel's family, the surprise murder charges effectively trapped Alex in Canada, protecting her from further prosecution. Today, Alex still maintains her innocence, insisting the deaths of both Riopel and Forrest Hayes were accidental overdoses. She lives a quiet life in Canada, having overcome addiction. But the criminal charges loom heavy over Alex, forever linking her to the mysterious deaths of 2 men who crossed paths with the beautiful but troubled woman. Alex Tickleman's story has all the elements of a gritty crime drama: fatal attractions, salacious scandal, courtroom cliffhangers, and ongoing mystery. But it leaves many unsettling questions. How complicit was Alex in the heroin deaths? Her story reveals the lengths people will go to when trapped between financial desperation and insatiable addiction, leaving a trail of tragedy in their wake.